Okay, a very good morning to you. Welcome to our discussion segment this morning. It's a Tuesday morning, the 29th day of the month of July. Am I right? No, it should be 30th. Okay, welcome. Yeah, in this segment, we're going to look at what is trending. That is the planned protest, nationwide protest. Okay, some of us are even asking, are you sure that this is just nationwide protest? Because I saw some people, in the social media, gingering and getting set for this today. That's outside this country, in Europe, in America, in Asia, and a whole lot of things. Okay, so it's going to be a peaceful protest. That's where we're standing for now, okay? And we hope that nothing will make it get out of place. Thank you very much. My name is Sijoma Uche. And this morning, I have two gentlemen that have joined me to look at this. They are Ifeanyi Ogono Ibunam. Ifeanyi Ogono Ibunam is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Ogono Ibunam.
It's a pleasure being here.
Okay.
Let's have some critical thinking and then have a retrospect of where we're coming from and possibly where our actions today or inactions today will take us to. I think by the time we are done, we'll come to a conclusion on what next that is good for us.
Okay, thank you. I also have John Ifejika. John Ifejika is also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, John.
Good morning. That's the most important thing now.
Okay, so we're going to look at the proposed protest in Nigeria, key issues and possible solutions. That's the solutions perhaps to the protest or to the problem that generated the protest or the problems that will come out of the protest or whatever. I want to look at the solution of what is going on in Nigeria or what's in the first place, what is taking people to the streets. Okay, welcome again. Now, let me start with you, Mr. Ifejika. Could you give us a background of protest? First of all, what is protest? And then, have we had any kind of protest in this country before?
Oh, yes. Protest is when people begin to agitate or say something because they've been wronged by the authority. It could be school authority, could be state authority, or a nation. And they felt that they want to correct it by telling people how they felt about it, and that is it. The first major protest was in Sudan, where protests led to the overthrow of the government. That was in the 60s. That was the protest they had at that particular time. Then in Nigeria, we've been having student protests. The one that happened at Okowo, Ali Must Go issue, where a young lady, Aisha, was shot in ABU at that particular time by one mobile policeman, Naba. And we've been having that, but the first major one was the NSAS. That was the one that affected everyone and so on. The June 12th protest wasn't as serious as the one we had because June 12 was just one region in Nigeria, that is Southwest. That was where it was felt, and that was where everybody had that. But NSAS was the mother of all protests in Nigeria.
Ali Must Go was a student protest.
Yes, it was, but students...
Ali of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria.
Yes.
Okay. So
the truth of the matter, Ali Must Go, students were the people that, where the youth are, they are restless. So you cannot, if youth are involved in something, you cannot stop it so soon. It affected everybody.
Okay, did we have any form of protest before the Nigerian Civil War?
That was a kind of tribal. The protests we were having, the one that something happened in Nigeria, they attacked the Igbos in Kano, they attacked the Igbos in Jos. These are the 1955 protests, the one that happened in Kano. Because any time anything happened, people run to the Igbos to destroy their things and so on. And don't know what the Igbos have done to the people of this country.
Okay, we'll get there. But what about the Matasine something?
No, that was a riot.
Okay. But what's the difference between protest and riot?
No. Riot is when something happens, some set of people, because that was in Kano. That Matasine happened in Kano. It was a religious program among the Muslims, telling them some, when they want to pray, they are facing the east, they do their hand like this, some they do like this. So that was it was a religious riot among the religious people. But the army intervened and they were killing, the way they were killing was so bad. So Matasine wasn't, it was, just
a riot.
A riot in just a place, not the whole, it didn't affect the whole Nigeria.
Okay, fine. Now that you have been able to establish that this is not the first protest that is going to take place in Nigeria, let us look at what could engineer protest, or Ebunam.
Well, protest is civil engagement or civil disobedience. Civil engagement in the sense that there is a bone of context. There are issues to be addressed, and in addressing them, there are solutions handy. So, and like Daddy rightly said, though he's dressed like an Urobo man. Anyway, are you now Urobo?
I'm not an Urobo man.
Okay,
this is
Malvo.
This is I'm a Nigerian.
So that's that for that.
He's a cowboy.
So, protest has so many models. We have the sit tight or sit at home is a model of protest. We have a congregational addressing of a group or a particular people is also a protest. Then we have hunger strike. It's still a protest.
Yeah.
Then we have the street marching, which I'm never comfortable with in any shape or form, because the end thereof, it tells of woe and pains. Now the question is, in these models, there are disadvantages. No doubt about it.
No, before we get to disadvantages, now that we have established the models of protest, what are the things that could make one say, I want to protest?
Burning national issues. Burning national issues. It must be national in its integration. Then, there are sometimes it's ethnic. There are sometimes it's regional. And the basic issue is some persons may have felt that their rights, their freedom, their take-homes, in quotes, or benefits they enjoy are being removed from them. But for a protest to be called a protest, it must follow the 3 C's. The 3 C's are, you must consult, you must consolidate before you confront. So once it doesn't follow these 3 principles, the 3 C's, as a civil rights person, I think it's something else. Because once the model is faulty, the computer says garbage in, garbage out. So for a protest to be worth a protest, you must consult, you must consolidate before you confront. But when you start with the confrontation without recourse to consolidation and consultation, then I begin to ask questions
About a particular protest.
about what you are doing.
Okay, fine. Before we get to another level, let us also establish this. I'm coming back to you, Ifejika. What do you think that can cause protest? What is it that somebody will see and they say, it has gotten me up to this place and I want to resist?
Yes, he has rightly said it. But that of Nigeria, what people are complaining is the problem that you are being sworn in and you are making your first broadcast to the nation. You just remove the subsidy, if at all there is anything called oil subsidy. You removed it, and you trust Nigerians. By the time you know, people just increased the whole thing, and that escalated everything in Nigeria. That was the foundation of all these problems. Now, landlord that built his house since we inherited the house of his grandfather in the 50s. The grandfather built the house. Today is telling you that cost of petrol is high and I'm taking up this thing. So it became a big problem. I think the federal government will have done a total consultation. You don't just do something in that form. And ever since that time, you've not done something to ameliorate or help the people that are suffering. Some states will put 12,000, that's what they are giving their workers, some 20,000, and at the end of the day, some parastatals were not beneficiaries of this. Some did not get it, some will get it, and you felt that things will be okay in that form. No. People now felt now school fees of 69,000 naira, they just increase it to 100,000 naira, just like that. And salary has not been adjusted. If somebody who was earning 50,000 per month at the time when a bag of rice was 8,000 naira, and today a bag of rice is more than his own salary. Tell me how such people, these are the things that brought bitterness, that brought pain to the people. And that is why people wanted to go on protest and so on.
Okay. When I asked Ifejika about the number of protests or whether we have actually had protests in this country and the nature of the protest, I think that was where I was going, and we missed that one. Because I know that when Jonathan was here, there was this protest that was led by Shuika, Tinubu, a whole lot of them, that they called out everybody, all the civil societies out. Of course, maybe you may be part of them then. Let's look at that protest. Did it, was the 3C you mentioned represented in those protests?
Well, it was partly represented.
Okay.
There was consultation, but there wasn't consolidation before we jumped to the confrontation.
Were you part of that protest then?
I wasn't, because I had my reservations on that.
It was a tribal
I had my reservations
It was a tribal protest.
Really?
Yes, and we are now asking them to come out and say something the way they said it at that time.
But it was national.
No, it wasn't.
The outlook looks national.
It looked national, but it wasn't.
And the outlook, that's why I tell you that once the 3 C's are not completely applied, then I begin to ask questions, what are we doing? Then I can remember vividly.
No, you said it was a tribal protest, but it was about removal of fuel subsidy, okay? And then bad governance and the whole lot of things that they mentioned.
Please, can somebody define the term bad governance? Just like when we were investigating, when they want to rusticate somebody, they'll say gross misconduct.
What is it?
What was gross and misconducted?
Bad governance that the Southeast has 5 states. Is that not bad governance? Has anybody addressed it?
Bad governance
that now they can't be still in prison.
They are still
is that not bad governance?
These so-called protesters, they brought their own dissing. Nobody mentioned Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody mentioned about the Southeast.
No, when I asked you guys,
I'm asking the question, what is
but I asked you guys, what are the things that could lead to protest? You didn't bring up those ones. That was where I expected you to bring up
just
those
like
ones.
Daddy said, the term subsidy, bad governance, has never been defined. All the lexicons I've gone through has never defined it, because a monkey is a monkey because he's a monkey. An ape is an ape because he's an ape. But where you just oppose, and then for the want of your selfish interest, wants to drag everybody into a maracaba dance that I don't know the origin, I have to stand away and wait, watch, and see where we are heading to. Because at my age level and exposure, there are some things I can't just get involved. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, calm down a bit. Let's look at it this way. I want us to compare these 3 major protests we have in the country. The one that happened during the Jonathan era, the subsidy protest, they call it, then the NSAS, and this one that is coming up now. Okay, which one took care of your 3 C's? And then
None. Even this particular one, none.
I remember the NSAS at Ekweme here when we engaged, and I started laughing. I asked myself, what and what, where and how? I know I engaged from Ekweme to Aroma. Even the non students that came out that time, National Association of Nigerian Students, when we finished engaging, they pulled off. And just like this one, NANSAS also pulled off, which is my primary constituency, National Association of Nigerian Students, where I grew up and got my teeth. before joining the civil society. We are always analytical and very critical because at the end of the day, we are going to be the sufferers or the beneficiaries.
Is it national or state NANS? Which one?
NANS is NANS.
NANS.
We have
national.
our structure.
They have
From
structure.
the universities to the JCCs to the national. So NANS is NANS. And whichever way we look at us, we are very analytical. Very, very analytical. Because when push comes to shove, we are the ones to be either the beneficiaries or the major casualties.
Okay, Ifejika, let's compare the protest of, what do you call it? A subsidy protest of the Jonathan era and this one that is coming up now.
No, this one that is coming now, that any Igbo man that gets himself involved.
We haven't gotten to that.
No. We have. It's a stupid. Any Igbo man that should come out and say he's going to protest is a stupid man because we are used to hunger. How many of us are in the government employment? We look for our own because we know we are marginalized right from day one. It doesn't concern us. Other regions have 6 states. We have 5.
We don't in the National Assembly. We are shot in
everything.
We are shot in the Senate.
They shot us. So why will an Igbo man come now? The fact remains that
my brother is still in prison.
I'm comparing. It's a region. A region in Nigeria felt that they were getting some things now. A region in Nigeria, some disgruntled element in Nigeria now felt that they were not. It wasn't business as usual. Now they started. With all these things, they started to plan it. You understand?
Who are those planning them?
DSS should come out and tell us those that are doing this and so on.
Somebody's down somewhere beating drum. I'll be dancing in the center of Express and I'll Organ Express.
No, we don't. You don't do that. So that is the issue. Let them tell us the people.
Then we'll start to engage.
And we know the region, they are planning. They felt that this government is shortchanging them.
You guys have taken over my job. I'm just watching you guys.
Because it's very vital, like them, my
very
brother.
soon you start asking me questions.
I have to know my brother.
Are you coming from the same place because you're putting on the same color of
No,
and having the same ideas.
It's the same red.
I had wanted
the colors are red, just like yours.
I had wish I have different ideas from both of you.
It's the same red we are putting on.
That's a problem this morning. Okay, please. Somebody is still going to answer my question. What is the difference or what is the similarity between the other protests of fear subsidy and this one that is coming up now?
It is very clear it's regional.
Regional.
The two were regional.
And
they want to coerce me, to come and join them.
So the two are regional.
You heard my intro that this one is national and it's even
it's
international.
Not national. It's not national.
It's even subnational.
It's subnational.
Because my brother is already being threatened, even when he has not participated or even made an utterance. He is being told that you are. And we have the secret society.
Okay, so who do you think are behind these ones?
Let them come out. Do I know?
But we've started hearing what is happening now.
Do I know?
Okay, look at what is happening now. The issue that started coming now, we never knew that if not for all these things they started, that somebody paid $100 million to get a land for where he built his refinery. And now when they started, they came and said his petrol, the quality of petrol coming out from his refinery is low quality, lack of so and so quality of sulfur that is meant for West Africa. Then the man now fired back and said they have a refinery in Malta. This is something we should look at. Who owns that refinery? We started knowing them.
Please let them help us on Max. So that
we started knowing them. We started knowing them, but I wouldn't talk anything now because if I say.
Are you saying it's part of what is triggering this protest?
Of course.
Okay, now ọkụkọ na anwụ na-ama push nsogbu adịrị ya. Push nwụrụ na-ama ọkụkọ ndị be anyị gwa na ihe gburu. That's where we are. The Igbo man has been beaten with hunger, right from the Civil War till date. The Igbo man's farm is devastated by the marauding cow herdsmen. And we think hunger will not come. Oga, we are used to hunger. Tell us something better. Tell us something new. If this structure that established the country called Nigeria is not addressed, you are telling me, people should come out and tell us, if I am to lead a strike, if I am to lead a protest, I should say, is leading a protest because of this. I'm one of them. Must you coerce me? Can't you do your protest on your own? Can't I have my peace? That I don't want to participate, is it a problem? Is it a fundamental right to participate or not to participate? I have that right of choice.
It's hunger now, it's hardship. Are we not
I'm not hungry. If you are hungry, it's your own. I am not. Because I've been in this system, I've been in that hunger all this while. You never remember.
I'm used to it.
Because your tea has finished. You remember that there is hunger. My brother, don't tell me those ones, I won't take it. I have been hungry. They use hunger to beat my grandpapa. They use hunger to beat my papa. So not be new thing to me. Plus, when they chop before, don't they already used to fasting? Why they tell and say make you go fast? Fast for what? Now it's been fasting. The Igbo man has been fighting. My tribe has been crying. Nobody answered us. Because you just have a taste of the pudding. If you've been serving me, then you want me to come and start dancing with you. I will never do that dance.
Okay, gentlemen. Let's look at this, the recent palliative measures that the government is trying to put in place. Of course, you know, they've been fighting this. They never wanted this to come. They've been, you know, using a lot of things to make sure that the protest will not go on. And just recently, just this morning, we read that the federal government has given a go-ahead for the protest. That is your right. If you want to protest, you protest, but please make it peaceful. And then that the heads of the agencies have been detailed to make sure that you are protected too. And just this morning, we read that the police has, the IGP has marshaled out his men on the streets, the civil defense, and a whole lot of them to make sure that you are protected while you protest. Okay? Don't you see that's a measure of understanding now between the protesters and the federal government? No, I didn't ask you. Okay.
No, it has always been like that. So. You understand? In the military, that's what we call the show of power. You understand me? You move around to tell the whole people how prepared you are. Are you telling us how prepared we are? If an Igbo man comes, you kill 20. Then in the north, you kill 2. In the southwest, you kill nobody.
Why does the God know who is an Igbo man and who is not?
I don't know. But you have to know this now. Mm-hmm. So you understand? Put in my mouth. Where do we have crocodile tears or python dance? Do they have it in the south? It's only in the east where the Igbos are. So that's why I'm begging my brothers that they should please sit at home on that particular day. Don't join anybody.
We have enough football.
We have enough football to play.
I will ask you a question. You ask another thing. No, how do you see this measure that has been put in place now to secure the protesters?
Soldiers, I'm answering the measure. Yes. Soldiers are doing their job. So, I mean, no Igbo man here.
Does he want you to come with tape?
You want me to come with tape?
So
we'll measure it and so on. No Igbo man now, as far as we are here, no Igbo man should join these people. Because why will you bring soldiers here? Have you heard of any Igbo man saying we are going for this or we are not going for that? No, nobody has said anything. It's the other people that have been talking and the few and so on.
Well, I just heard this morning that, of course, we have heard last week that the National Assemblies are gone on 7 weeks recess. No, it's an emergency. They said they are reconvening for emergency now. And then from what we saw from the social media, a lot of them were traveling out, and I don't know, not just them, people that are threatened, that feel that that this protest might get out of hand. But eventually, I know Nigeria now, our shock absorber is as big as this house. So nothing may actually happen. Okay, but then, okay. But
then, I want to beg you, something might happen. Let soldiers, let police not kill anybody. And that is the only thing that will save this thing.
Let me land. So these measures that are trying to put in place now, one, the security agencies take care of these people, make sure that nobody is hurt. And then National Assembly say they are convening today to bring out other measures to make sure that things will go fine. And then the presidents have also said that they are going to sell rice. Our 50 kg bag of rice, 40,000 naira from today, that these are some of the things they are going to protest for, that they're handling it so there's no need for protest. How do you sit down?
Well, my sense don't strong. Wait, they say they no fit deceive me.
So whether these measures or not.
Number one, using a short-term approach to solve a long-term problem can never give us anything good. The rice you are selling is the rice my brother imported and you seized it.
Of course.
In whatever guys are named. Today you want to sell it at what price? Okay, can one in the contingent. Number two, why are the farmers crying and weeping? Just on Friday, on Saturday here. Sunday, yes. House of Rep member here and I am was sharing fertilizer. The people were happy, but they were only making one request: protect our farm. We can feed ourselves. So why give me food when I can feed myself? why give me food when I can feed myself? So why are you giving me rice?
You allow foreigners to occupy my farm.
I mean, where is the tomato I will use to eat the rice? I'm an Igbo man who used to eat apple, fufu. When you put it inside, it will settle well. Rice, osikapa. That's number 2. The number 3. You cannot build on nothing and expect it to stand. The foundation for an upstairs is never the same for that of a skyscraper. So stop deceiving me. Come down to the root of the issues and address them. And what are the real root of the issues? Somebody is in prison. His right and fundamental freedoms has been removed from him. Is that not enough to protest? And Igbo man has been sitting at home for all these whiles and nobody has asked you a question. Just because you tested a little pudding of what you'll be serving another person. You've enjoyed monopoly and I never see mono, not talk about the poly. So you are now coming to a clap, I should join you in a dance that you are beating. No use your reggae spoil my blues. That's my own stand. You have right to protest, but make sure while you are protesting, it does not affect me. You allow me go my way and I have my peace. But if your protest affects my own peace, Nadia Wala Deo.
Okay, let's now that you have said that, let's look at the nature the protest will take. How do you see this protest that's coming up in 2 days' time? Do you see it being peaceful? Based on what we read this morning, that the APC hierarchy, the chairman of APC have said, maybe states and local government chairmen, that they are going to bring out their boys, their youths, to counter this protest. The youth in all the local governments in Nigeria, the APC youth in all the states in Nigeria to counter this protest. What do you expect from this? I
expect the DSS to arrest the chairman of APC because this is an incitement. You don't incite people because what causes problem is that when people are going on their own, you throw stone. They say when you live in glass house, you should not throw stone. By the time you throw stone to somebody, then they will attack you. By the time you know it, one person is down. And by the time you know it, they start killing. But when you leave them, they do their own. Make sure, I will advise them, put soldiers in strategic places like banks and shops of people. When they are there, let them march their own, carry their placard, whatever they like, they sing, whatever they like, they say. That is the only thing. Because the main protesters will not be the people that will hijack the whole thing. There are criminals. Those people that, because somebody coming out of his house still even have money that he has eaten. There are people that have not eaten, they can't even stand up to come and carry placard. So what they are waiting is for you people to do. They are hiring some shops and some bakeries. By the time you know, they rush those bakeries and take breads and so on. At least they have seen food that they will eat for 2 days. And they say, God, thank you for this thing. Let it continue. And that's it. Because that's why I expect that the police, the armed forces and so on should make sure that all those strategic places are being checked.
How they strategically being checked? How can the federal government tell them that they're deploying security agencies to protect protesters, and then their party, APC, saying that they are bringing in their youth to attack the protesters?
That is incitement.
To counter the protesters.
To tell you
so
how.
Why should that be?
To tell you that they have problem upstairs, because any right-thinking person will not. But I will tell the youth in APC that the chairman of the party should bring his first son and the daughter, so they will be in front. Then let them follow. It's true. Not when your children are not when your children are in Europe and the US schooling. You are not asking somebody's son to come out, to come and stop protesters. It is not done anywhere.
Have you talk?
No talk yet. Okay. So
I'm laughing in Enugu dialect.
No, I'm laughing in Enugu.
Okay. Hey. Now let's look at what is playing out now. Also this morning, we read that, what do you call it? That EFCC
Beautiful.
It's going out for the sponsors of this protest. Okay? So these are some of the things that is just agitating my mind. You are calling for peaceful protest. You're also raising dust from somewhere to aggravate the protest. Okay, so what if you are, if you arrest any of the planners or the masterminders, don't you think that this will go out?
Excuse me, point of correction. It's not the duty of EFCC to arrest anybody. It's the duty of DSS and police. Let us not scatter something in this regime. soldiers cannot arrest. It's police and DSS.
I'm going somewhere now. Let me land.
How can EFCC?
Okay, but
if
before
there's
now,
somebody who won, let them go there or they'll have something. Their money is verified.
That's what we saw in the pages of the paper today. Okay, apart from that, now EFCC is going after the sponsors of the president. Then before now, there are people that have been called out. I know that Bayo called out P2B, that if this protest should go on, that he will be held responsible. Okay, and a whole lot of things that has played out before now. And just recently, we saw some endorsements by people, different people endorsing that this is your right. You can go on and protest, but just be peaceful. So, come in here.
Okay, beautiful. Number one, Lawo police, Lawo soldier. The market, when they buy things, now they buy you. If it's bad governance, it affect me, affect you. That's not number one. Number two, the police that you are asking to go and protect, is the police not also hungry? Or are they from heaven? Okay. You see, let's stop deceiving ourselves. You know, look at Otutu, look at Otutu. Is that how we are going to live the rest of our lives in fear? That's what Olaro to me wrote, you know, when nobody sees. Inflation, corruption, poverty. Poverty has been there, unaccountability. We don't wake up. It's funny. There are questions that are begging for answers. What are you telling me? He who does not farm, how will he feed himself? How? Is there magic in it? If there are magic, let the magic be performed. Then you come to the basics. Is it now? We are reactionary. We are reactionary. This issue has been on all this while. Oh, EFCC is today, we've finally concluded and discovered the people. Tell us who they be now. Huh? Tell us. Make we also know. I mean, only one are supposed to know. Secrecy. Call a spade, and call shovel a shovel. The problems will start being streamlined. Bad governance, bad governance. The people governing, are they from heaven? Are they not from this country?
Part of the system.
Are they not from this country? Let us address some basic issues. And once those issues are being addressed, and are addressed, and seem to be addressed, because then we used to say...
What are the basic issues, if I may
Number
ask?
one, an injury to all. To one is an injury to all. Ubuntu, Ubuntu. I am because you are. When issues come up, like a typical example, when Boko Haram issue started, everybody felt unconcerned. Maybe they fight for them. Address the issue. Why would there not be hunger when a certain section of this country that has been feeding the entire nation has been devastated? Everybody kept quiet. Today, the impact is being heard. Why would there be peace when a certain region of this country is deprived of a state? You tell a blind man that there's no... you can't tell a blind man that there's no salt in the soup. Once he tests, he will tell you salt no dey this one. You fit tell him no oil, he go gree. But get where he go reach you, go tell you say I know say oil no dey this one. Now there we dey now, so a road will cross. Why will a certain section of this country be deprived of 3 senators and all the attachments that is following a senator, and even at least a 7 or 8 House of Rep members? So when the voting comes, he is already marginalized, ab initio. And you think there will be peace? No, the man folded his hand and wait, and his God is fighting for him. Why will there be peace when admissions into universities are done on a certain criteria that if I score 1,000 and somebody score 300, he will be ahead of me? Who tell you that? Then we produce whatever. I don't know. I don't know what we produce. Where brilliance is never recognized. If I go for an exam with you and I'm more superior, maybe for knowledge or whatever, I should be given that accolade. I should be told thumbs up. In other countries and clans where sanity reigns upstairs, things are done purely on merit. Why would somebody be having monopoly while the other people are struggling? One man. And today, his monopoly is taken away from him. You invite me to come and start clapping and dancing. You know, come now. My name is Metonal. What did they mean? Why will a certain section of this country be pointed at every point in time? How can you be singling out P2B? Is P2B among the people? Then tell us, who are the organizers of this protest? Are they faceless? Then if they are faceless, what is the duty of our intelligence community? What have they done? Why can't they come up and tell us It is Benjamin, it's Musa, it's Abdullahi, it's Okadibo that is organizing the protest.
It's Benga.
It's Benga.
It's Shegun.
It's Shegun. And whatever. Why are we covering it up? Modeling up issues. Address the basic matters. Why should we always be reactionary instead of being proactive? Why must we? If we must remove subsidy, what is the plans on ground? We have gas more than we have petrol because we don't have a refinery. Why have not been a proper planning on how to convert our gas to an instrument to help our economy? CNG powered vehicles. CNG powered vehicles. Now here, we here. Where are they?
30,000 and costing 1.2 for one vehicle.
Bring one out.
Bring one, let's see it.
Bring one out. The Italians say, do me see. Do, let me see. Who is deceiving who? Oga, we don't take for inside this dance. Where you say, we don't already know the reading.
Market balance.
Look at it here. Let us weigh it properly. Why is there? Why will somebody be shouting the other side? Another person is the other side blowing for official.
Okay.
And you expect me to jump into what I don't know.
All right.
Let the things. I'm not against protest.
Okay.
I am born, trained, a vibrant comrade, always agitating for what is right. But that what is right must be fair, equitable to all concerned. That's what Churchill says at every point in time.
Okay, comrade. Okay. If you can, there are some points that that we saw flying out in the social media, because now that we are looking for people that are sponsoring or planning this, we don't even know whether those ones are authentic too. Otherwise, they should have looked for who posted that thing, who signed it, the agenda they brought out for the protest. Okay, so they mentioned
that is the major point.
They mentioned
some of the things like removal of fuel subsidy. There's one that I think there's so many versions of that. What I saw that mentioned about releasing of Nnamdi Kanu and a whole lot of that. These are some of the things. But all those things put together, what I want to ask now: do you see federal government budget maybe for day one, day two? So those things that these protesters are asking for, do you see them saying, "Okay, I do this one. Okay, I agree," like what we noticed in Kenya?
You see, they will not. Because if they will, Dangote shook the table and they kept quiet as if they didn't know what people were saying. Dangote said he accused top government officials and NNPC people of carrying our crude oil to Malta. Malta is a very tiny country that is not like up to Guab and Amansi. It's a small country.
Is bigger than that.
It's a small country. Oka is bigger than Malta.
We don't have lights.
And we will carry the whole fuel and do there and go to that place. He mentioned this thing. Now some people have started in this thing, mentioning the people that are involved. So if the presidency know that what Dangote is saying is not true, they should come out and say this thing, not calling Peter Obi that is an innocent person.
A common trader.
A common trader like Peter Obi. And start calling him. Now EFCC have woken up. Yaya Bello that is there, you've not caught him. Now you are coming. It's not your job to go and look for people who are planning to do something. All you do is that when somebody spray money, you
I
go
think
and...
it was Onanuga, what is his name, that called that P2B. I've not heard any other person.
If Onanuga can know, then what is our DSS doing? What is the Police Intelligence Department? Military Intelligence Department?
DMI.
Now, question I ask you.
They have to.
So, I'm here to ask questions. You are you to answer.
Now, Baya Onanuga is just saying that. I remember what some people told him. You see, at times, when people give you money, there are some jobs you cannot do. It's just like somebody give me money and say, protect me as the governor of XY state. And you have eaten the money and you know that the governor have done something that is so terrible. When you are talking, you can even go and call one market leader that is the cause of the wahala in the state. You cannot say anything because you have eaten. Bayo Onanuga is defending his stomach infrastructure. And that is why he's talking from both sides of the mouth and so on. They don't have anything, any excuse. They don't have anything to tell us. Now, are you giving me a bag of rice? Now, they've been bringing palliative in this Nigeria, but have you, we're going to kick it in Anambra State?
I've not seen. Have you not even participated in that?
No, have you had any? Your neighbor.
Sufficient. Now, by me once.
Have you seen your neighbor? Have you seen your neighbor collecting
They'll
any.
give you Jabu Gari now.
No, be Jebu, no. Na yellow Gary where my
So
mama
we
take
don't know. We don't know. They will tell us they brought us and so thing, trailers full of food. We have not seen.
Indomie.
Indomie. That somebody like me at this age,
Come and eat it.
I'll come and eat Indomie. The time
They allow me plant my onumu and harvest onumu. That's my concern.
So please, the fact remains that one, I have to blame a lot of people. They kept quiet. They refused to tell the government the truth. Now you have some so kind of people who say they are prophets. They begin to arrange something and say it's prophecy. Is that the way prophecy? It will tell you that the better day is coming. Which better day is coming? When I bought Gary today.
They look at the weather and it's gathering to rain. They tell you that rain will come.
It's not even today. Sonny Okosu once told us, freedom is now or never. We use and dance. Check out para my cousin. He was telling us, Milia only.
Okay, but
Milia maybe famous.
when we started, of course, both of you were saying it, that you wouldn't want this region to join in the process.
Yes.
What are your reasons?
We are not joining
Very,
them.
very, very simple. I am because you are. Abi, has it ever been applied? The simple answer is no. No. They use hunger beat my papa, beat my grandpa. Nobody tell me sorry. Till today. Then hunger beat you small. You say, make I join you. No, I don't agree. Test what I've been testing. What people will say the acid and water are the same. The difference is in the testing. Test and well. Number two, onye atubulu nne ejiro mpi atu akpali amu. Onye anwu bo ofu okporo ka ijiji azu okpi ana akwa ya na azu isi ebe mu nwakwon ya. Okwu apugo mo so since because nna m jụrụ m sị kedu ka ihe esi ma sị ọ sị kwụrụ n'akụ ọ jee ka ọ ya eme jee ka ọ ya emerọ ineme ya bụ ife iwere uche gị dụọ onwe gị sa ma MGS in Adeniro Ogunsanya has been looted. Protest has not started. Protest has not started. Now when the protest comes,
that those videos were the NSAS videos.
Who said so? It's there, glaring. Yes. Somebody is already being threatened that is responsible because he comes from one ethnic nationality. Or because he contested the election that he ought not to contest. Why will he not contest? Why will a certain section of this country be excluded and expunged from that test of that central position? Why will I participate?
You said that your people should not join the protest, yes. but the way you talk, we are protesting.
I'm not protesting.
What is your own form of protection now? I mean,
protest has many forms.
And that's why I said, what is your own form now?
My own form? I never think to protest. I'm watching others suffer what I have suffered. So I'm clapping my hands.
No, remember you mentioned, okay, clapping of hands should be one of them, because remember you mentioned that that so many forms of protest,
yes.
Sit at home,
yes.
And the whole lot of them.
You've been sitting at home,
so
everybody addressed. Nobody addressed.
I've already been sitting at home.
Which one are you going to apply?
I have an email where okay, I have already been sitting at home. Nobody addressed me. So do your own. Enjoy them. The way I enjoy my own. I've been sitting at home all this while, almost 3 years. Nobody care. Nobody care. So now, you want to do your own. You want me to join you. Have you not remembered I've been sitting at home? Did you show me sympathy or empathy? What are we saying? Have you not known that I'm being marginalized? I don't have the 6 days that you have. What did you do? How did you help me out? Today you are preaching love. You don't love me, my friend. You can't love me more than myself.
Look at the list of ministers. We were marginalized. And you say, we sat down, we are watching. So what we are doing now is to look
and laugh.
And laugh at them.
I did laugh.
Nigerians are suffering.
Stop
the
hardship. For the duration of the protest, I will be playing football. My protest is football.
Okay, I know I asked you. You have just answered me. Your protest is football.
Yeah, I play football.
You play football?
Yes.
On the protest, you were saying something?
Yes. As long as...
Maybe when you finish, you tell me what's going to be your own form of protest.
Yes. My own form of protest is... I'm going now, I'm repairing my generator, buying fuel. So all the whole football that they played, I will be watching my DSTV, as long as it's not going to affect the DSTV, whatever. So I am there. I understand that the MTN has dealt with some people.
How?
They disconnected some lines.
And NCC has told them to return them.
Yes. So this is not the way to go about this thing.
How can MTN disconnect lines without the instruction of NCC? Forget this thing. Go ahead.
Okay, you have agreed with me.
No.
So I'm going to watch my football. Be there, watch football.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere. I have, just like the law I gave in my house. Every member in my house, even if your dad is the owner of Chelsea, once you enter my house, by default, you will be a member of Arsenal. Or else you pack you out. Including my wife, everybody.
That is his own form of protest.
Yes, it's my own form of protest. So you will join me, everybody in the house. After we finish
Why are
praying.
you guys doing this now?
After we finish praying, why will I go out at this age?
Protest is not civil
It's
disobedience.
civil disobedience.
I
now.
have disobeyed now.
I'm going to be there, watch television. Everybody in my compound will sit down at home. We'll lock gate. We are not going out. Nothing concerns us with that. So I will wish everybody
in
well.
the Bible, David said, please count them and know how many that is left. I have counted my people, I have covened them and cooked them. So when you are done, like Noah, we will come out to look at how many that is remaining.
Okay, let's appraise this as we go. Let's appraise this protest that is coming up now. What do you think is going to be the outcome of it? I'll start with you first.
Well, the outcome is that if the security agents does not take time, it will escalate. And once it escalates, it's going to be dangerous. And then I want to warn people who have very expensive cars to go and park their cars and start using keke like me. And that is it. Because people are not joking. So just hide yourself and so on.
Is it in Lagos or Kano? Or where? Because you say you guys are not protesting, so
I am talking to my Igbo brothers who live outside Igbo land.
Okay, outside Igbo land.
Yeah, they should be very careful, especially those who stay in Abuja and so on.
And
lock your shops, stay there and be watching what is happening.
Okay. Yeah. Ogunebunam.
His tales of woe, doom, disaster, because he who planned to fail has already.
Is this a prophecy or what?
I'm just talking my mind, though. As
I asked you a question.
That's what I'm answering now. I say it's a tale of woe, destruction, doom, because if there are no planning, there's no result, because the result is already known. That is failure. If you don't enter university, I want to get a degree.
Are you saying that the protest will fail?
Wahala now the protest one create better one.
How?
Please don't go to police station to collect gun. Don't try it. Ends has ended in police station. You were telling me Kenyan people protested. They were protesting on the streets. There are so many forms of protest. I'm expecting that you go and write your placard and stay in front of your father's house. When I come and be passing, I'll look at it and go my way. That is protest. You have right not to go to work and say, I'm not coming to work because I'm protesting. Don't disturb another person for whatever reason, shape or form. Where your right starts or stops is where the other man's own starts. Please, when you see the security men, leave them do their work. Now the same market where they go. They shout, you won't shout for your compound. Play your reggae for your house. Me, I play my own blues. That's my own stand.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Dalo. Thank you very much. Ifeanyi Ogono Ebunam, our public affairs analyst, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us today. Odema. Is that supposed to be your second name? And then John Ifejika, public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much. Mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín tó wà ńbẹ̀ àwọn Ìgbò tó gbé ní Èkó. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má jáde o, ẹ má bá wọn ṣe nǹkan tó bọ́ sí o. Ṣé o gbọ́ mi báyìí?
From Urobo to
Yoruba now. If you want, I speak Hausa.
Okay.
I'm confused. I warned my brothers, said they should not join them.
But what if they didn't hear you? You didn't use your language to warn them.
No, they understand Yoruba. Which Igbo man no they hear tribe where they sell.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Even though that I don't know, you hijacked my problem. Let me just use it.
No, I can't talk my mind. Now they say my.
Okay, thank you, camera guys. Thank you, MCR. Thank you, producer Ifi, Chichi, and Co. Thank you. It's been a very interesting one today. We're praying that God will keep us alive, and then when we'll come back tomorrow, we'll start from where we stopped. My name is Sijama. God bless you.